Hi, my name is Michael Corian, and my informative speech topic is how the Bible is accurate. The Bible is one book in itself, but the Bible contains 66 books throughout the whole thing. It starts with the beginning of the world. It goes into how we got to where we are. Um, it talks about how humans slowly and slowly started moving around. It starts talking about kings and queens and kingdoms, and then kingdoms rising, kingdoms falling, and then it starts talking. Then it slowly goes into a new religion being made, and then it starts having letters to certain groups of people to where it then talks about the end of the world. It also then tells us how certain people are how we're supposed to live our daily lives. Um, a lot of people try to say the Bible isn't accurate for lots and lots of reasons. Whether they truly believe it's inaccurate from a historical base or a scientific base that's saying that God isn't real in general, or they just don't like Christians for some reason. Um, there's just lots of reasons apparently. But what I've looked into, I feel like it's honestly probably the most accurate thing in the world right now. You know, books that aren't books that aren't accurate don't go worldwide, and almost everyone in the world has either had, seen, or read to some extent. Some of the ways people try to discredit the Bible is they try to say that, over time, people, because of political reasons, have decided that, if I say this, if I say that, it's gonna change the way people, perceive it, and because of that, I'll get political gain. But we know that's not true, because if we look at the Bible in later passages, we can see as people slowly and slowly and slowly start to be like people like Paul were decapitated because of what they believed. So why would somebody get political gain from dying? And then another way people try to and also early Christians in the early Roman Church were, I forget when, but I remember but Emperor Nero burned down his whole city and then tried to blame it on Christians so he could just massacre a group of people for no real reason, even though they were probably some of the best citizens at that time. Another way people try to discredit the Bible is by saying that it's not word for word accurate, and that through time, because of translations, because it started in the Bible was originally written in Greek and Hebrew, and then it just kept as Greek and Hebrew and Greek developed more, changed, and then as other languages came and changed. So when it went to Spanish, and then it just slowly started not being the same as what it first originally said. We know that's not true for many reasons. Like personally, one of the main reasons we know is some of the oldest manuscripts that we have, such as the Dead Sea Scrolls, which are super, super old and super, super close to when some of the earliest manuscripts that we have discovered as of yet. We know that our translations now are really, really accurate. It just depends on what type of translation. Like this is in New King James, and New King Jameses and King Jameses are more word for word. So translation, so every word in the original language would then be translated, but the translations such as the English Standard Version and the New Living Translation would be more like, block translations, which would try to get more of a meaning, but still both of those would be very accurate to the Dead Sea Scroll. It's a very complicated process of making a new Bible translation. It's not just like a boom, like there's the new Bible. It's not like that, especially now. Another way people try to discredit the Bible is they try to prove the main character, Jesus, that they try to say that he wasn't. Some people try to even say he wasn't even a real person, which we know from censuses, like in the Christmas story. They had to go to Bethlehem because Joseph needed to be part of the census with his family. And because of that, we know he was a real person. There's accounts of his death. There's so many accounts, Christian, non-Christian, people who weren't writing as Christians back in that time to prove the accuracy of Jesus. one of the, also we know that him being real, and then people try to say that, oh well, yeah, he was real, but he was just a good person, you know. And the Bible says he was full of God, full of man, and people try to say, oh, he never really, you know, did what he said, he never rose from the dead. But there are multiple accounts of him rising from the dead, whether it be Christian or non-Christian. And then also people, again, don't die for something that's not real. Like people that were right there the day he was risen, they were put to death because they didn't go back to say that he wasn't real. So that's really it, you know. There's still gonna always be a debate. It's been like this since the Bible was first written, if it's accurate or not. Thank you.